much bigger presence. Now it's dwindling instead of going.
Yeah, Hunter's Hangout doesn't talk to anybody. I saw that pop up there, Diablo. You can't get me.
All right. Damn, I try to trick him, but he's on to me. All right, guys, welcome to Hunter's Hangout. We have an exciting show. This is like a full panel. I mean, lots of prizes giveaway. We have Jeff Braverman, Alan Hops, Tater. Well, I don't know if you guys care about Tater, but we're here to, you know, let us know what's going on in the MHC show, and we're going to hand it right over to him. But if you want to do, if you want to ask questions and you're going to MHC, make sure you put MHC in front of your question, and we're going to hand it over to Tater right now.
Oh, Jesus. Diablo, we talked about this.
I told you I was going to dump it right on you. I told you.
This isn't what we talked about.
This is not what we. This is definitely not what we talked about.
I told you.
So we have Jen from Transworld and Midwest on. Yay. We have Victoria on from Hotwire Foam Factory.
Hello.
We have Ian on from
Hot Labs.
Hot Labs. We got the guy from Face Factory on that when I put my mouse over his picture, it doesn't tell me his name.
Oh, Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
And
Face Factory Effects.
Alan Hops. Alan Hops from Hot Dog, Dark Hour. Hunters hang out every night, so you can't ask him any questions tonight. And Mike Murray from I Love Effects Makeup. And we got Kathy asking all the questions. So if you have any questions, make sure.
We didn't clap for Mike. That's not right, guys.
Oh, I did.
And exotic lenses too.
And exotic lenses.
Tater's sucking already.
Look. You give me the biggest panel and didn't expect me to remember everything. We got Phil gonna choke and die on photos tonight.
Yep.
Nobody claps for Phil. We got that. But let's go right into it. We got Jen from Transworld from Midwest. Got the show coming up in a couple of weeks. Jen, is there any thing you want to start off the show with? Any big announcements? Any promotions? Because we can run down the list here.
Well, we've got a lot of packages that we're offering up and giveaways. Tater, do you want to go through that right now?
No, I would. I see how it is. They lift my band just to throw me under the bus. Sure, I'd love to talk about prizes. Kathy, why don't you go ahead and tell us about all the prizes we're giving away tonight?
Oh, you're so funny, Tater.
All right, Phil, let us know what's going on.
Okay, so we are going to be giving away some prizes tonight.
Not them prizes.
Well, I was going to go over these and then do the MHC ones. Okay, whatever. I'll get off of these. So first off, for MHC, if you guys are going, like Jose was saying, please in the comments mention MHC before you ask a question. That lets us know that you are going. So you are in the winning or in the chance to win these tickets for MHC that we are giving away. These prizes that you can win are 5 tickets to the Masquerade Ball. Woohoo! 2 tickets for registration to this trade show floor.
Yay.
2 tickets to this for the Saturday and Sunday seminars, which is a $170 value. So that's an awesome prize right there.
That's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
And then there will be one lucky winner who will win the Friday Night Haunt Tour with Scarioki.
So to get eligible for any of those, you must be going to Midwest. And you must, if you're asked to submit a question, you must type in the word MHC, which, by the way, is, I was told that was the drinking word tonight, was MHC.
Yes, it is.
So everybody have their drinks in hand and ready to do this. And then, Phil, we have other prizes to give away on top of that from our wonderful sponsors. Why don't you talk about those?
So we have a bunch of more prizes tonight. So one lucky winner can win a mask from Face Factory FX, as shown below.
All right.
Woo.
Then we have from Fright Props, one lucky winner will win a severed head.
Hey, lost ever hits.
Everyone needs one.
I know. Also, for tonight from Fright Props, one lucky winner will win a $50 gift card.
Woo, extra. I like extra.
Yeah.
From Sinful Audio, one lucky winner will receive one free SFX library, 25% off original sound design, and 10% off amps or speakers. Go ahead,
Is that Central Audio or Cinnamon Audio?
Sinful Audio.
Sinful
Audio. There we go. Next up, we have ornaments. One lucky winner will win the gargoyle ornament.
These are awesome.
I have that one. It's on my tree.
I do too.
From Froggy's Fog, one lucky winner will win a gallon of fog.
Yay!
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 From Haunt Labs, one lucky winner will win a Haunter hanging wall sign.
Does it have to be that state?
Yes, I think
No.
it will be cut up.
It could be any state.
Yes, any state. So the winner state. There you go. From Nightmare Makers, a realistic looking skull will be going home to one of you lucky winners.
Yay.
From I Love FX Makeup, one lucky winner will receive 2 ounce Hollywood FX hybrid alcohol airbrush makeup in glow blue and green.
Those are my favorite colors.
From Exotic Lenses, one lucky winner will receive 1 free non-prescription pair of lenses. From Hotwire Foam Factory, one lucky winner.
There's more?
$25 gift card. I'm getting tired over here. I'm just kidding. And finally, from Sam Haynes, everyone watching tonight, if you want to receive 50% off of any sound for your haunt, go to Sam Haynes' website and enter Haunters, all capital Haunters, into the promo code on his website, and you will receive 50% off. So, awesome.
All right. Well, we're going to do things a little differently tonight. We've got Jen and Alan for an hour. After that hour, goodbye. And we're bringing in 2 surprise guests. Getting the boot. We're moving on with the show after they're done. Better make this next hour count, Jen, because we got a lot of topics to cover. First topic, let's talk about the pre-show tour, Jen. Wednesday starts on Wednesday, correct? Or when it really helps when I ask you a question and you answer it, Jen. It really helps me out.
That's awesome.
Oh. All right, so we got a 2-day tour at Midwest starting on Wednesday. So at Wednesday morning, we will board the buses. We will head out to Lessons of Fear, which I believe is a lights on. Jen, do you know?
Jen.
Can Jen hear you?
I hope to God she can.
Oh,
you muted your mic somehow.
Jen.
Hey, Jen. No, we can't hear you. We're being dead serious.
Pull your headphones out. Try going off the.
While Jen works on her audio issue that we can't hear.
Can you
So
hear
the first.
Oh,
What's that?
there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting hot in here. Whew.
Oh shit! It's like it's going south.
Really fast.
All right, so let's talk about your pre-show tour for Midwest. Wednesday, we're boarding the bus. We're headed to Lessons of Fear, which is there lights on, I believe. Is that correct?
It doesn't say it here. I'd have to double check.
Okay. So Lessons of Fear. And then we stop after Lessons of Fear.
Yes, that would be a lights on tour, just based on time and whatnot.
See, Alan's got my back.
I mean, it does make sense. All the others happen to say it on the website. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
that one doesn't mention it, but I would assume it is a lights on tour. It also includes lunch there, so unless you're eating in the dark, there'll be at least some lights on the tour.
There you go.
There you go. So it'll have we'll stop for lunch, or we will have lunch at Lessons of Fear. Then we're going to head up to Mansfield to the Ohio State Reformatory. They call it. They have a haunt there called the Blood Tour, or the Blood Prison. Mansfield Prison is famous as the prison from Shawshank. It is actually the prison that you see in the movie Shawshank Redemption. It is a lights on tour. After we do that, we go board the buses. We go up to Michigan to see Wally Fruit in the Rotten Manor, which is a lights on tour. He is providing some snacks for us. From there, we go to St. Lucifer Scream Park, which I believe is a lights off tour.
Yes.
And they're going to serve us some pizza. And then the last stop on that trip for that day is Erebus, which holds the record for having the world's longest haunted house. It is one amazing haunted house. I can tell from just personal experience. You haven't lived, I'm going to regret saying this, until you've been buried above your head and balls. Once you go there,
Not even
Diablo.
Yeah,
Diablo.
it happens. It happens. Been there.
Back me up on this. It's kind of a shocking experience when it happens. But Erebus is going to host us there, and then go to the hotel, which is the Quality Inn in Auburn Hills. It has a free breakfast.
Well, there's going to be an after party at Erebus too.
Oh, okay.
Man, I'm gonna go up there because I'm not going. I'm not going, but it's like
Thanks for saying.
On tour. It was a on tour, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are in my neck of the woods. No.
If you crash the haunt tour, you have to wear a powder blue tuxedo with a ruffled shirt.
Okay. Well.
So the next day we wake up, we go to Hush Haunted Attraction. I'm assuming it's a lights off. I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me. After Hush, we go to Hell, which is where this show is going if we have any more audio problems. Hell, Michigan is an actual place. They have putt-putt in Hell, and they have ice cream in Hell. And we're all going to stop in Hell.
And have ice cream.
And we're all going to stop in Hell and have some ice cream. Really cool thing about Hell, Michigan is I've been there before. They have a post office. So you can send a letter, which they singe with a lighter. They kind of burn the edges. They postmark it from Hell.
Really?
And they send it out for you. So you can actually send your ex a letter from Hell. Or your current girlfriend a letter from Hell.
There you go.
So it is a lot of fun in Hell, Michigan. And then from there, we go to Awaken in Leslie, Michigan. I'm assuming that's the lights off. And then from there, we go to Jackson's Underworld in Jackson, Michigan. Then we stop for a little bit. We go to Tony Paco's Cafe, which apparently is famous if you watch the show MASH. If you're below the age of 75 and never seen an episode of MASH, you don't know you don't know what it is, but they're famous.
Yes, they are.
Something tells me Jen is an avid MASH fan and knows
definitely.
and then knows what Tony Paco's is. But apparently it has something to do with MASH. And then from there, we load back up. We go to Fremont, Ohio for the last haunt of the tour. The legendary Crazy Bob and his antics will be greeting us with free beer coolers or not. He'll be welcoming us in Fremont at the Haunted Hydro, which is a old hydroelectric plant that is actually haunted. If you're on this tour and you go, Crazy Bob said that he will include a free escape game at Haunted Hydro. So we will all get to play an escape game as well.
Right. I mean, Michigan has a lot of great haunts. They do. I mean, if that's one thing that I can say, we have a lot of great haunts.
Yes.
Not the networking that there might be in like Texas or something, but the haunts are good.
And Jen just sent me a text that said next Diablo Lopez's haunt would be on the tour if he actually supported So
supported MHC.
Yeah, if he was actually going to show up to Midwest, we would have actually got to see Diablo's Christmas Town.
Right. Well, I was going to text Jen back and say, well, you know, if she wasn't corner marketing the Christmas stuff, then I was going to put it on there.
Nice. Nice.
So I will tell you, I'm not sure. The seating is limited. It's 200 people. The first 200 gets in on those buses. There is a party bus too. I do not know if it's sold out. I do know that I am the captain of that bus, which for the life of me doesn't seem like a great idea. But they are putting me in charge of another bus this year, bus number 2. That bus is not for sleeping. It's strictly all about everybody, the networking, the drinking, the fun games that we play, and all the amazing haunts that we have seen in the past years. If you need to take a nap, if you're feeling that you need a nap, bus 1, 3, or 4 are great buses for those. I heard bus number 1 is amazing for sleeping. So, and that's all taking place before the show even starts. That's Wednesday and Thursday. And if that wasn't enough, Jen has graciously announced for Haunters Hangout that if you're on the pre-show tour, you get $25 credit or $25 off your Friday workshops. The Friday workshops, which include the Make and Take Foam Puppet Workshop hosted by Alan Hops. Alan, you want to talk a little about your foam puppets?
Yeah. Okay, so that's a class that I am excited about. I'm very fortunate that I get to teach fairly often because I love what I do and I'm always learning and I want to share it. And over the past probably 5 or 6 years, I've really gotten into upholstery foam, which sounds like the beginning of a 12-step program talk, but upholstery foam is so cheap, and you can make either massive things with it, or you can make, tiny little hand props. You get a great amount of detail. It looks organic. You can spray paint it. There's a lot of confusion in different kinds of foams. It's like spray paint eats foam. Well, not all kinds of foam. Upholstery foam is a wonderful material, and for the class and all the time, I will buy giant rolls of it for like $100, like 100 foot by 6 foot for $100, 1/2-inch foam. And don't buy it at Joann's, go to an industrial, foam supply or whatever, but it is such a great material. And in the past couple years that I've been using it, I've come up with a lot of techniques and a lot of just, fun, easy things to do with the upholstery foam. And in this workshop, we're going to make hand puppets. And I'm going to bring all the tools that you need. I'm going to bring the foam, and you'll walk away with a hand puppet, a scary hand puppet is the plan, out of this upholstery foam. It's such an awesome material. It's a very fast building material. I fought to get a 3-hour-long class, which those are rare. It's in a convention environment, it's kind of tough to hold interest for that long. But I guarantee if you take the class, I only have room for 25. If you take the class, you'll have a good time and you'll make a cool puppet and you'll learn a whole bunch of new skills that with those skills, you can make almost anything.
So, question from Cindy: will they know how to buy the foam after the class?
Absolutely. I'll talk in the class about where to get foam and where not to get foam. Okay. I almost kind of went off on a tangent on that here because that's how I operate. But yeah, absolutely. I'm going to cover all that stuff in the class.
Okay.
So that is eligible. If you're on the pre-show tour, that class is eligible for the $25 discount.
And if you want to go to that, it's $95 before the show. That covers all the materials and stuff. And if you want to register on site, if there's room, I'm kind of thinking that we might sell out before, but if there's room and you want to register on site, it's $110. So it does make sense to kind of book that before you get on site that way. And then I know you're coming.
And the other thing too is if you guys are taking the pre-show bus tour, you have to email me for that, so I can apply the $25 discount for you guys. So you'd email me at jen@haaashow.com.
Right, and for all the prize winners tonight, do they pick them up at the registry office?
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll have them come find me. I'll be working the exhibitor counter, and they can redeem their prizes there.
Okay, cool. That's always like a big thing.
Right. Where do you go?
Just so everybody knows and we're clear, the classes are taking place at Midwest, which is at the Columbus Convention Center in one of the classrooms there.
What day and time they'd like to know?
That is Friday. So that's Friday from 9:30 to 12:30, right, Alan?
Exactly. Yeah. Nailed it, Tater. Great job.
I'm reading it right in front of me for some reason. I don't. Not that I don't trust anybody, but.
Is there still room in the class?
Yes, there's still a few seats left.
So that is one of the 4 classes that's eligible for the discount. Killer Face Paint Designs with Nick Wolf. That is a all-day class that takes place on Friday at 10:15 to 5. He's going to teach you how to do some really quick face paints, anatomy, styling, philosophies, lecture, demonstrations, all sorts of things to do frightening character faces. He's going to do them on the volunteers while explaining color in depth. It's limited to 18 people. If you want to take Nick Wolf's class, that is 10:15 to 5 on Friday. That's $175 if you pre-register, $190 if you on-site. If you don't know who Nick Wolf is, you should Google him because he is an amazing, amazing guy.
And you haven't been paying attention in haunting for the last 15 years or so.
Right. I wasn't going to say that.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but
I was like, really?
All right. So
you gotta know who he is.
The next class that's eligible for the discount if you're on the pre-show tour is the Halloween theme body painting workshop. Speaker is Pasher, who is a world-famous, world-renowned body painter. His class is from 10:15 to 5. It will teach you how to body paint. Just so you know, you need to bring things to that class as well. You're going to need to bring your model, a robe for your model, a sketch, your body paint kit, your body paint, your brushes, your larger brushes, your kabuki brushes, your yellow sponges, baby wipes, paper towels, water cup, nude pasties, not silicone, just for your model though. Nude seamless panties, which you can get at Target for $5. Camera and extra camera batteries, a pen and paper, drop cloth, not a towel, and props, which are optional.
Are you going to be body painted? Because if that's the case, I'll be there.
You know, if I didn't have to set up a booth, if you can get me out of that booth, I will gladly be a body paint model.
That class sounds like some really awesome parties. You know, pay a little bit to get in and bring a naked person. It's going to be a good time.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
It's what I try to plan at my room every year at Midwest, and it always ends up me being naked with a bottle of vodka. I don't know why.
And that's why the sales are down. Damn it.
Hey, Jen,
Go ahead, Gabby.
Go ahead.
The last class for Friday for the discount, if you're on the pre-show tour, is the Kelly Collins, who was one of the original starters of Midwest, is going to teach you how to get started in the haunt industry. That class is from 1 to 5:30, so you can take Alan's class in the day, and then you can take Kelly's class at night. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about starting a haunt.
Oh, damn, that's nice.
And it's $150 a person, $165 on site. So $150 pre-register, $165 on site.
So, Jen, Paul would like to know, are they able to buy on the Friday night sneak peek on the trade show floor?
Say that one more time.
There's a couple questions as to whether they're able to buy on a Friday night sneak peek on the trade show floor.
Yeah, the Friday night sneak peek is included with the basic packet, so everyone gets the Friday night sneak peek.
And they'll be able to buy also. They'll be able to purchase things. Is what the question is. Okay, all right.
Well, what is the Friday night sneak peek?
So
What's that?
This year is because so many people are already there in town on Friday, we thought it made sense to open up the show floor a little bit earlier than just Saturday morning.
There you go. That's yeah.
So you can drive from Michigan, look at the show floor, report MHC, and drive back to Michigan. Just saying.
It'd be like a sneak peek.
Sneak peek.
So what time is that? What time is the sneak peek?
The sneak peek starts at 5:30. It'll be 5:30 to 7:30.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
5:30 to 7:30. At 7:30, we close the show floor, and we have a tour to go on. Is that right, Jen?
Yeah, we have the tour to go on to Carnage.
You want to pump that up a little bit,
We've got
Jen?
the tour going, as well as being able, and it'll be time tickets. So you guys can pick out a time and then go grab dinner and come back if that's something you want to do. Get on the bus, and then after you do the haunted house, you'll come back for karaoke at the Hyatt.
Okay, so you get on a bus, you go to the haunt. Is everybody able to go to karaoke at the Hyatt, or only if they're on the Friday night bus tour?
If not, you can buy a $5 ticket for karaoke. So if you don't want to go to the haunt, you can just purchase $5 ticket to karaoke. And we'll be selling those on site too.
And that's just allows you to see the shit show that's going to be the karaoke contest when everybody sings karaoke.
And we're gonna offer some prizes too.
There'll be prizes. $5, you can get a prize.
So it's the prize, man.
I'm counting. Count me in. I will sing 7 songs if I need to win that prize.
So Jen, Casper would like to know what made you start Transworld at MHC, and which one did you start first?
I actually didn't start Midwest Haunters. Kelly Counts and Barry Schifferstein did. Actually, I don't even think that's true. I think Rex Hamilton. Isn't that true, Alan?
Kelly? Didn't Kelly?
Yeah, but I think Rex was the first one. It was like Ohio.
There was a small gathering that then kind of turned into MHC.
MHC, that kind of springboarded into Midwest Haunters. So I did not start that. I cannot take credit for that show.
And how many, Cranta would like to know, how many vendors are usually at MHC? Is there more this year than last year?
You know, we have usually anywhere from 100 and 150 vendors. We're still selling booth space. Actually, Rich just did a huge update for the show floor that hopefully will be up on the website in the next 48 hours. But yeah, I mean, it has a good array of vendors for the show. We're really excited.
Jen, I have a question. I know I know you probably get this every year, but for somebody who's going for the first time, what is the difference between Transworld and MHC?
Well, Transworld is not open to the public. So it's a business-to-business show. So people are, geared for selling more wholesale and taking orders at that time. Transworld has larger displays. It's a much larger show. MHC is about 80,000 square feet. Transworld is about 300,000. So, I think MHC is a nice appetizer, an array of different exhibitors that are there. But, Transworld pretty much has the, anyone that creates product for the Halloween themed attraction is pretty much exhibiting there.
Can I answer that? You mind if I say an answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Transworld is about stuff, and MHC is about people. Transworld is where you go for your business. I need these things to buy. I've got to have this. I need a turnstile to my line and a new ticket machine. All that's there. And then, of course, there's big animatronics and that kind of stuff. And then MHC is, to me, MHC is the place where you're going to find vendors who will be at Transworld in 3 or 4 years. And, and they kind of do MHC to kind of get their, because Transworld's scary as a vendor. Like your first year, that's a scary thing. It's like, oh man, the booths are expensive and I've got 5 there. But MHC, it's more reasonable. But it being a smaller show, it's about people. And you have more time to have conversations and talk and hang out. If you're somewhat outgoing and chatty, you can learn just as much at the parties that you go to. I learn a lot at the masquerade ball. I'm always checking out costumes and talking to people who are in costume and stuff. But that's a great place to learn too, not just in classes. Go to these other events because MHC is really all about people. The MHC ball, in my opinion, is the best party in haunting. If there's one party to go to, it's the best one. You know,
it's great people watching.
Jen, have you ever expected that Transworld and MHC would become this big? Jen?
I did not expect Transworld to become this big. I'll be honest with you. It keeps growing and adding on categories, and it's evolving. I mean, Halloween as a whole is now like a $9.1 billion industry. I mean, it's growing year after year. So I never expected Transworld to become this big. I mean, even if you look at Home Depots and Lowe's and all those stores, you know, Halloween used to be kind of just October 1 to October 31st. I mean, you're seeing everything now coming out at the end of August. So Halloween on a whole, it's kind of.
Sorry, you guys are killing me with the drinking game tonight with the word being MHC. I just like to point out that I've had to get a second beer. I will say, the difference between Transworld and Midwest, it's really simple. Costumes are not only welcomed, but encouraged at Midwest. You got a brand new costume, you want to show it off, walk the show floor, talk to the vendor, show that thing off. And we encourage you, or Jen encourages you to do that. That's the show to do that at. You do it at Midwest, and I have to come over and tackle you on the show floor. And that's my alarm. I got to go, guys. Sorry. No. Just kidding.
It's time for Tater.
So how long has MHC been around? That was a question.
Oh, this will be MHC's 11th year. We've owned, I think this is my 5th year running the show, but it's been around 11 years.
Maybe I would like to know, is the Zombie Walk going to be back?
The Zombie Walk we're going to bring back next year, but we do not have it this year.
I will always remember the first year of MHC because I was a vendor at the very first MHC, and it was at a baseball park stadium. They call them stadiums. It's a baseball place. And I was like outside. Every booth was like outside around their stadium.
Wow.
And it was very interesting. And the second year, you got to meet the Secret Service. That was fun.
Yeah, the second year, Jen, you don't know this, but there was a presidential candidate staying at the same hotel Midwest was at.
Oh, really?
So
a lot of us got a free frisking.
We got a really good up close and personal interview with the Secret Service.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was there that year, and Snoop Dogg was also
Snoop Dogg was there.
Really?
He was there.
Yeah.
It was Secret Service, Snoop Dogg, and the Haunters all in one convention. And
I got trapped in the elevator, so that was
a lot of fun.
There was there's been a lot of interesting MHC and whatever their convention. There was the Knitters one year, Jen. I don't remember that. The Knitters. There was a Southern Baptist convention. By the way, I've never heard so many drunk haunters want to steal Southern Baptist ladies' hats in my life. They were all just huddled around in corners. There was the Gamers Convention that shot the power out because everybody was playing their PlayStations.
Yeah, that was a year. I remember being there.
I remember that convention. But we're still on Friday night, Jen. We got to hurry this up. I mean, we're still on Friday. We got seminars on Friday. We got character development. We got scenic lighting. We got animatronics. We got things that are sounds. We've got frightening female characters. We got Q-line acting. All on Friday as well. And those are seminars. Those are not the workshops. So
those will be 1 hour seminars.
Yes, those are 1 hours. Those are $30 a piece. Or $35 on site.
Question for Alan from Brian. How many MHCs have you been to?
She said it was 11. I've missed 2. So I've been to 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about and then on top of that, we still got a showroom to open on Saturday. So let's talk about what's going on the showroom floor. Clearly, the biggest and best vendors like Haunt Dogs, Hot Wire Foam, I Love Effects Makeup, Rip City, Froggy's Fog, Fright Props. All these people are going to be there displaying everything that you can cash and carry out of that show floor.
Exotic lenses.
Exotic lenses too. You could cash and carry your contacts for the party on Saturday night. So Jen, Saturday show floor is open. We got seminars to do.
Can they
What's
dress
going
up?
on?
Can they dress up on the showroom floor?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Bring it by. The best costume that I see gets a free color changing Froggy's Fog Cup.
Yeah, I mean, we've got demos that are going on the show floor. We have a whole interactive pavilion that you guys will see on the show floor. Bring your kids. We've got the pedal carts and the big Berg's bringing the race cart, the pedal cart track. I don't know if anyone had a chance to see it in the world. So there's a lot of stuff for kids going on there. I think we're in the works of bringing an escape room. We're going to have axe throwing. We're going to have a lot of interactive stuff as well.
Connie wants to know what's new this year. Any surprises? Lots of questions about that.
New for this year. Well, I mean, in terms of the show floor, you've got more of an interactive pavilion. We've never really had that before, so I'm excited about that. You've got a lot of really good exhibitors. The makeup demos are going to be great. You've got the contests that are coming back on Saturday. New for this year would be the sneak peek on Friday night. We've never done that before. That's new. So I think that'll be a big hit for people that are already in town.
Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about these contests that you said that happened on the show floor. Do you know some of them? I know one of them is going to be
like axe throwing.
Yes.
Well, axe throwing will be in the interactive pavilion.
And what like somebody asked, please elaborate on the axe throwing. Nate asked.
Is it Marty?
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds really dangerous. I will let you guys know. It sounds super dangerous, but I assure you, Marty knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
It is all safe. You will take an axe. He will teach you the proper ways to throw it, and you guys play some games, maybe tic-tac-toe, maybe horse, something like that, on the show floor. Is that correct?
Yes.
But I strongly suggest not to have Nate throw an axe. That would probably not be good.
Axe throwing is kind of becoming huge. That's like, it's a big thing right now. There's axe throwing leagues that have started up. Axe throwing it's not quite escape game, big wave, but it's being added to a lot of bars. There's a lot of places, and then like tournaments. You know, it's the new darts, I guess.
Yeah.
Patricia wants to know, where is the pavilion?
Well, you're going to see it as soon as we get it up on the floor. So it'll be in the back of the hall.
Okay.
It'll be in the back of the hall.
Tell Patricia to stop ruining surprises, Kathy. So we have, let's talk about the contest. So we have, and then you have to pre-register for these contests. Is that correct for some of them?
We've got, I think, we're filled up for Alan, where he's doing the Mystery Box Challenge. But I think we have a spot or two left for the Bloody Mary Makeup Wars. So if someone hasn't signed up yet for it, definitely that's going to be a great one.
And that's a contest. That is a two people and a model, so 2 artists and a model. And what you do is you get a mystery bag full of random assortment of stuff. They take it. They have 30 minutes or an hour.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes
to create the best makeup character that they can using anything and everything in that bag. I've seen it where years they actually include the bag in their makeup. The packaging off the makeup. They use rubber bands that hold the brushes together, stuff like that. So, and they don't know what they're getting until they open that, until the 30 minutes starts. It's a really, really fun contest to judge and a really fun contest to watch. So that is a good one. You got Alan's sold out.
And you've got Chad's on Sunday, which he's doing adult costume contest and kids costume contest on the show floor.
Is there a cost to the contest? Ken would like to know.
For the Bloody Mary, there is, and same with Alan's, just to kind of cover the cost of the materials. In terms of the costume contest on the show floor for the adults and kids on Sunday, that's free. We do prizes.
What about, are there free seminars at all?
Yeah, on Friday morning, on Saturday morning, there's a free seminar as well as on Sunday morning.
And so many questions about the total vendors. They all want to know, how many vendors are there?
Well, there's a list of vendors that they're still being updated, but if you go to the website, you'll be able to look at the vendor list, so it'll give you kind of who's going to be exhibiting there.
Okay.
Jen, I'm looking, do you know the free seminar on Saturday? Because I know we're going to get that question. I don't.
Yeah, that's going to be Bloody Mary. Bobby Wiener's doing her free seminar.
And then on Sunday, the free seminar?
It's It's from a company that created this amazing haunt book, and let me just okay, that description should be on the website. But
okay, I'm looking.
Are there cash prizes for the costume contest? Kit would like to know.
Yes.
Okay, so Saturday the free seminar is 8:30 to 9:30. It's Bobby Mary is teaching Burnt to a Crisp. It's a zombie hands-on workshop featuring a burned zombie. Everybody gets a free Bloody Mary makeup kit to work with. You bring a buddy to work on. The best burned zombie will win prizes. Bobby Wiener is famous for doing, she did some special effects on Titanic and has many other movies. And on Sunday, stunning haunt photography from 9 till 10. And that speaker is Misty Kessler. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, but she created a book about haunting and then photographs and that. And she's from Dallas. So, Alan, you should know her.
Yeah, they come to Dark Hour a lot. So, yeah.
Well, I think Alan's in the book.
We're actually not. We're not in that one. We're in the next one.
Okay, all right. Because I thought she told me that she had photographed you. Okay, all right.
And while not, it's not a free seminar or anything, but in my booth at MHC, I'll be in my booth sculpting the whole time the show floor is open. So that's kind of like an ongoing demo that's happening all the time. I'm going to work on 3 different sculptures. I'll do, one for each full day of the show, and I'll work out. I might got another one on Friday night. So that's fun.
So Alan will be at booth 631, sculpting, taking your classes.
I think I'm in 623.
Whatever I told you earlier before the show started.
623 is where I'm at.
623, and he'll be sculpting, and he'll be there. If you ask Alan a specific question, he doesn't get to it tonight. You could walk up to him at Midwest and ask him that same question, and he will probably ignore you as well if your name's Tater. So don't.
Can I mention the class I'm doing on Saturday?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Can I talk about that?
Yeah.
I'm doing a distressing accessories and props class on Saturday from 9:45 a.m. to 10:45. It'll be in room 124. It's an hour-long class, but I'm going to show 11 techniques. That's a different distressing technique every 5 minutes, and I leave 5 minutes for questions. And I've gotten so many questions about my rusty stuff that I've been doing lately. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I have no idea. But I'm showing this technique in that class, how I do rust. So that's one of the 11 techniques that I'll show in my Saturday class. That should be a really fun class. And messy, so I want to be in the Dexter room with all the plastic.
I know this question is coming, Alan. That mask that you just showed, is that for sale at Midwest?
We'll have a couple of these at Midwest.
There you go. So, and then we have Sunday to cut. So Saturday night, let's talk about Saturday night. We have a DJ. We rented out a ballroom. We're having a drunken party fest. Jen?
We got Brett Hayes, who's the president of the Haunted Attraction Association now, who's going to be DJing.
That'll be interesting.
That was a Tater recommendation.
Cool. Awesome.
So, no, if it doesn't go well, it's all on Tater.
Jesus, thanks, Jen.
Like everything.
It's all on Tater.
It's all on Tater. No, Brett did a great job at Transworld Thursday night party, and we wanted to bring him back for the Saturday night ball. So
as long as he doesn't play Winona's Big Brown Beaver again, I think we'll be okay. Jen, on Saturday night, are there more contests going on Saturday night?
Why don't you run through them about the different categories? Oh, and Tater, I forgot to tell you, you're getting on stage with me. We're doing a T-shirt toss.
Oh, perfect. I love throwing T-shirts.
There you go, yeah.
All right. So we got 3 categories. I'm going to assume it's working the same as last year.
Yeah.
When you come up to go in the room, to the ballroom, on the right-hand side, there will be a table set up. And you sign up. They'll put you in the queue. You interview with some characters. Now, this is not rocket science, people. We got 3 categories. We got the best couple or group costume. Okay. It's not just a costume. You must be in character. You get bonus points, I believe, for character. The second one is, and this is the one that I've entered more times than I care to admit. This is the one that I've lost more times than I care to admit. This Miss Scary Midwest pageant. So the rule of this is your character has to be a female character. Doesn't have to be a female to play the character. Just has to be a female character. You interview with the judges. You want to stay in character on that because it's the scariest female character in the Midwest. It's the Scary Midwest pageant. So you want to be in character. And then the next category, the last category, is the scariest character. Obviously, the rule applied there is do not break character. You go to the, I believe, the right of that to enter any of those contests. There will be cash prizes, $50 cash, free admission to 2019 Masquerade Ball, all sorts of different prizes on that. The winners will be announced around 10 o'clock in the ballroom. So you probably should buy a ticket to the ball. So if you won, then you can go in and collect your prize. Otherwise, we all stand there and laugh at you.
And what about the body art fashion show? This year it's going to be in Darklight.
I am not allowed to talk about body art. So body art fashion show, we have picked a lot of the best body painters. They have picked the best models they can find. They're going to paint them. Before we announce the contest winners, usually we have a black light body art fashion show. This is why the party carries a 16 plus or an 18 plus. What is it, Jen? 16?
Yeah.
16 plus and up, we recommend, because there's going to be naked girls. There's going to be naked dudes. And when I say naked, they're going to have pasties. They're going to have bikinis on or whatever. But there's going to be a lot of skin showing.
Amanda Revenge wants to know, will Miss Scary ever go back to pre-sign up and music?
I'm sorry. So that
pre-sign up and music.
Yeah. So probably not. There was Jen, before you bought Transworld, there was Miss Scary Midwest. You had to email, and you had to have a song picked, and they went from those submissions. They picked the best ones, and they put them out on the stage.
Oh, okay.
Somebody wants to know if that's going back to that. But this way is much more streamlined, I think.
I go a little more.
Shut up, Phil.
And people who didn't know a lot can enter now. Whereas before, you got there and every contest was filled up and there was no way you could enter the costume contest, which was kind of weird to me.
Okay.
Jen, what is the cutoff for registering for MHC? Joe Klein would like to know.
We accept registration. I think, Peter, I don't want to check this really quick while I'm on the computer, but I think not the 19th is when the prices change. Peter, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, so you can register, at the show as well. The prices just slightly increase. So I'd recommend registering before the 19th if you know you're coming to the show or with any of the events. That way you can take advantage of the discount.
Tim Thompson has a question for you. Jen, you do the conventions, but do you decorate your house for Halloween?
Yes, I do a huge Halloween party.
Awesome. Yeah? Oh, great.
I do that.
Cool.
We would love to see that.
Yeah. Trick-or-treaters and all.
Halloween party, I feel a lot of pressure. We invite all the grades. It's almost like the whole school comes. So, yes, we do a lot. I'm big on Halloween in the town.
There was quite a few questions, too, about will Christmas be added to MHC next year now that it is being added to Transworld? That was from Linda Marshall asking that question.
At the current time, I'd have to say no. If Christmas exhibitors want to sell cash and carry, we're obviously open to it, but that's not, kind of where we're going with the show.
All right. Real quick, I know while you're talking about Linda Marshall, Kathy, she had private messaged me a question yesterday. I live in Columbus, so I know Columbus a little bit. If you don't want to eat breakfast or brunch at the Hyatt, if you walk out of the hotel and make a right, you're going to go down High Street. There is a bunch of really, really fantastic restaurants down High Street. And straight across from the convention center is a place called North Market. It's great for brunch, great for lunch, great for dinner.
Great donuts.
Amazing donuts. They got hot chicken takeover there. It's some of the best food for the cheapest prices in town. And it's a lot better than the food court that is between the Drury and the Hyatt.
And it's just fun, too. It's like an experience going in there.
And they have a Jenny's ice cream.
Yeah, it has Jenny's ice cream.
It's good to know. Lydia Rossi wanted to know the same thing. So,
yes.
I have a question with the Drury. I saw that Drury's not on the MHC website. Is that something that's going to be back, or?
Well, the Drury went up a little bit in price this year, and the Hyatt, because of the holiday weekend, was able to offer us more rooms. We took a bigger block at the Hyatt. You know, moving forward, it really depends, too, where they come in with prices. If we feel the prices are so high that no one's going to buy them, we always try to go with the best hotel.
Makes sense. I just saw that was a different thing this year, so I wasn't sure.
No, but it depends year to year. So.
Yeah.
Brian Pratt would like to know, how do you qualify to get your own booth there at MHC?
You pay them money.
I was gonna say,
That's it. That's it. That's all that there is to it. Okay.
Yeah. It's on our website. You know, we have tabletops that we offer as well as exhibitor booths. So, you know, or they can call us and we can walk people through it too.
Patricia would like to know, is there any more classes that will be added to the schedule, or is it all decided and set?
No, it's done. We're done with MHC.
So we haven't even got to Sunday, which is the last day of the show. We got Alan Hopp's Mystery Box Challenge taking place. Alan, do you know? I know it's sold out, but that doesn't mean people can't sit there and watch, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's only sold out for the people who want to come and compete. It was already, done. But that's 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, and I love it being on Sunday because it's one of the last. It's a really fun environment because what you're really watching is you're watching 8 haunters freak out for an hour because we give them just this massive pile of stuff that they have to build things out of, and then I am responsible for a mystery box. And I put things in the mystery box that they have to use.
Right.
And they have to use those things in their creation. And they are judged on craftsmanship, creativity, and having a Halloween feel to whatever they made. And it's a lot of fun. It's very much a contest atmosphere. And, while they will work together a little bit, sometimes there's sabotage that happens. It's really fun to watch. Eccentric, creative people have a chance to be creative.
And I can see you just giggling the whole time with what you put in there, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Like last year, one of the things I put in was a rainbow teddy bear that they had to incorporate. So, yeah, there's always a hard, thing that's going to be easy. That's an easy thing. But we're also judging on creativity. So, if they can use the easy thing in a weird way, that's even better.
Amanda Revenge would like to know, what are your MHC survival tips for those of you that have never been?
Start conditioning your liver now.
Start drinking today.
Right.
Don't be afraid of anybody at that convention center that you see walking around. If you see a costume that you like, talk to the person. Ask them questions about it. If you see Alan, if you see me, you won't see Jose because he sucks. If you see Jen or Mike or Hotwire Foam, ask them questions. We are there to improve the haunt community. We are there to make better of everything as this industry and as a whole. So we are there to answer your questions. I will always take time to talk to somebody. I'm sure Alan is the same way.
Absolutely. Again, MHC is about people. Yeah, there's stuff to buy there. Absolutely. But it's a quieter show floor. It's a little less of a hectic pace for everybody. And it's an awesome time to talk to people and catch up. And it's like a family reunion for haunters every year.
And take the classes. Take the classes on Saturday, Sunday. Take as many classes as you can fit into your schedule, because you're going to learn so much in that little 2-day span of time that you're going to be overloaded. So when you're taking those classes, make sure you take notes. Write down everything that the speaker's saying so you can review it later. Those classes are some of the most valuable aspects of the industry. and wear comfortable shoes. It's
Oh,
always
definitely.
seems to be
Yeah.
more
Of
comfortable.
course.
That's like number one. Wear
Right.
some comfortable shoes.
And do everything you can. Go to the Friday Night Haunt Tour. It's a first-year haunt. It's the first year Midwest has been on this haunt tour. So you have never seen that haunt unless you live in Columbus, which I know which ones do. So you've never been there. So go to this haunt, enjoy it, come back. Me and Jen are going to sing duet and karaoke. I think we're going to sing "Wind Beneath Our Wings." Me and Jen are going to do a duet. So maybe "I Got You, Babe." You know, Sonny and Cher.
All right.
There you go.
Well,
That's the one.
That's right there.
one of my MHC tips is definitely when you book your classes, put an alarm on your phone for 20 minutes before that class. I can't tell you how many people, you get so caught up on the show floor or whatever, and then, they sneak into the class like 10 minutes late. And it's like, set an alarm on your phone when you schedule it, and then you'll be on time.
Crandall would like to know what's the hours of the showroom floor? It's open, closed.
It's open 9 for the sneak peek on Friday night. It's 5:30 to 7:30. On Saturday, the show floor opens at 9:30 to 5, and then on Sunday it's 10 to 3. Peter, is that right? Since you're looking at it.
That is correct, Jen. Yep. 5:30 to 7:30, 9:30 to 5, 10 to 3. And if you're caught on the show floor after 3 at 3:15, you will be required to tear down the Froggy's Fog booth.
I knew that.
Nice.
Awesome.
They're telling me, Jen, that you got to go.
Okay, I'm done.
Let's make sure we get to before you hit that button and get all excited. Let's make sure there's no questions for you or Alan left.
No, I've got them all. I've went through
All right.
them all. Yeah, so it's nice to have you.
Thank you.
Right. It was awesome to have Jen Braverman on the MHC and Transworld, and it's always a pleasure to have Alan Hops on and to let us know he's like the genius of haunting to me. So, and we want to thank you guys for coming on, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, for having us.
Go away, Jen. Nobody likes you. I mean, love you, Jen. I hope you had her face when on camera when I said that. All right, we got some mystery guests coming in soon. Diablo, yeah.
Yeah, they're coming.
All right. So what do we do at this time? Now we're waiting on it.
I don't know. I did have a question for the panel. What is your favorite thing about MHC? I don't know. Do you all want to go through that, or you want to wait on that till the end? Whatever.
Mine is the family feel. Start out. Mine is the family feel, especially when you're all together every night. It's nothing beats MHC.
Go through that, or you want to wait on that till the end?
Mine is the family feel.
Somebody's listening to
Mine
the
is the
show.
family feel, especially when you're all together every night.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing beats MHC.
Go through that, or you want to wait on that till the end?
Mine is the family feel.
Uh-oh. Ken, we have to mute you for a minute till you get headphones or something.
Watching the live feed.
Oh.
Hi, Tater.
Guys.
There's always someone.
Oh, hi, Tater.
Hi. Let's look at. We got mystery guests. We got nightmare makers.
Hi.
Ken Webster, who is watching the live version of the show right now. So,
Good to be here. We have been keeping abreast of the situation the entire time, and so far so good, guys. Good to be here.
Well, thank God.
Good to have
I mean, first of all, I gotta say, we love you guys. We love you guys sponsoring the Hangout. I mean, you guys are like, to me, number one, because I mean, without you guys, it's like, who's gonna sponsor the Hangout? You guys are great. All your products are great, and we love you, man. It's awesome. Not everybody will, can sponsor and give away free gifts for no reason, and
weekly basis, yeah.
On a weekly basis. And I'm just like, in awe. I love you guys. So, but what we're gonna do is go down the line.
We love you too, Diablo.
Well, we're gonna go down the line and just tell us a little bit about yourself and let us know, how you started vending. That's like something that I always wanted to know. And we're gonna
before we do that, can we get a close up on Phil eating chips? That would be great.
It's damn Cheetos again, man.
Phil eating his Tostitos and dip over there.
Well, at least he's not laying in bed. At least he's not laying in bed.
Tostitos, yeah.
Well, I got a message from Bill. Just Bill. I hate you, by the way.
Oh.
Just kidding. I love you, man.
All right,
so go on.
Let's talk. Phil, you ready with the photos? You're going to eat some chips more.
I'm going to let you sit there and.
All right, we're going to talk to. We lost Ken from Sinful Audio.
Right.
Oh, he thought the show was over.
Right.
No,
I sent him a message and told him to get some headphones.
We're gonna start off with face factor effects. We're gonna start off with face factor effects. Jeff Fields.
Yeah, so I got started back in high school, and more or less like theater is what started me to work in the haunt industry. We had a local haunt. A lot of the theater kids went and worked at, and it's kind of what helped me learn and evolve what I do into a company. After that haunt, I worked at 2 more before I'd finally decided that I wanted to make a career out of this industry. The haunt that I'd worked for at that time made their own masks, so I got to learn how to sculpt. The owner was really awesome with being able to teach me and having the materials left over. It was one of the things that we kind of prided ourselves in, was having masks that nobody else would. And we would literally just give play to our actors and tell them to make their own mask. So it became something that I learned how to do and I love doing. So aside from that, I do makeup, and I was really lucky enough to be able to continue mask making and enough people to like what I make to make it a company. Because when I started, I would have never expected to go this far with it.
Is there anything about your mask making that you're like, okay, I should go this direction or that direction? Because a lot of times it's like you have an idea and you want to make a mask, and then you're like, well, are they going to like it or they're not going to like it? It's like, I got some masks and no one's buying them, but then I want to go this direction. They do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I keep books of ideas and drawings and thoughts. And it's really hard to make a decision which way to go. I do try to poll a lot of my Facebook and Instagram followers as often as I can to see what they're going to want. Because I can make what I want all day and it would never sell. But knowing what the vast majority want is what I try to accomplish. Also oddly enough, looking at what films come out throughout the year directly affect where the industry goes as far as horror and Halloween. So if you've noticed, like years where there's a lot more witches or zombies, it's directly affected by where our entertainment industry is going. So a lot of times you can look at that and make decisions off which way you want to go.
All right, this mask right here, man, that's pretty original. Where'd you come up with that idea?
The bird skull. I wanted something to be inspired more or less by the occult, witchcraft, that kind of thing. I had a few ideas for different shoots and videos I wanted to shoot. So I made it and pushed forward with it, and I've never completed the series of half mask for the skulls. I did a goat, the bird, and a cat. And then the other ideas are just in a book.
Jeff, can you see which one we're looking at now? Which one is that? Is that a bird?
That would be the goat. Yeah.
It's the goat. And what's the one before that?
It was sculpted as an elf leprechaun, and then I was able to add horns to it. Or are you talking about the doll?
The doll.
Okay.
Jesus, you guys are screwing me up here. Pick one.
You're supposed to let us know when you post something.
Yeah. The doll was a fairly common design in my opinion. It was something that a haunt that I was working for, we needed one. We were doing a whole Nightmare Factory thing, so I made it and then just released it. But overall, I think it's a fairly common design. There's nothing special about it.
Is that a half mask or is that a full mask?
Yeah, it cuts off right above your top lip, so it'll be a half mask.
Which is one of my favorites because you can drink off it.
Yeah, oddly enough, I was asked for half masks that cut off right above the lip. Something about having, I guess, claustrophobic, or they don't like how the mask sits over, they can't breathe. So I did release a few that would cut off halfway.
Nice.
We're just gonna call it as it is, as we see it, Jeff.
Okay.
Actors seem to whine no matter what you give them.
Oh, true. Very true. One of the reasons that I made sock mask versus going into like silicone or regular slip cast was because in Texas, our haunts normally run for the first half of October at 85, 90 degrees. Silicone is almost impossible to wear without passing out. So we evolved a mask style into something that could be breathable and something that would be comfortable for the actors. It's why we love it. You do get small movements around the mouth and forehead depending on how tight it fits.
I have a question for you from Darren Smith. Are you the only sculptor in your company?
Yes. I have hired a few friends in the past to sculpt a few things. The bird skull was actually sculpted by a friend of mine. We had worked together at Terra Nights, and he had been wanting to sculpt something, so I hired him to sculpt that.
He'd also like to know what masks are in the most demand this year.
Clowns. It's kind of almost been a trademark thing, though. It's not that I'd planned on it or even really wanted it, but it's something that I'm asked to make all the time, just various and tons of clowns.
Sure, right.
So if I'm going to ask a question, and it's not me being a jerk.
Go ahead.
Like I was going to say, I'm not being an asshole.
Here we go.
What makes your clown mask different from the other clown masks that I've seen on the market? Because it seems like there is an influx or an overload right now of clown masks.
You have to preface it that much.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge influence on everybody wanting a long, narrow chin and a bald clown. I did run with that trend. I have done a few different paint designs, whether it be more carny influenced or circus influenced. But overall, I have created, I think, 4, maybe 5 different clown masks. I have one where it's a severed face. I have one that's a full neck up. There's one. I mean, it's kind of hard to answer what defines my mask differently.
Is that the ones is that what we got behind you? Those are 2 clown masks there behind you?
So that's a pretty common long chin bald clown.
Courtney would like to know, do you make special request masks?
I do take in custom orders. I do not do any custom sculpting orders between August and November.
Okay.
Oh, there's a clown mask right there. Thanks for showing us, Phil.
I was showing it before.
Like here in a minute.
Would you say clowns are your specialty? What is your specialty?
I know, that thing's bad.
It's something that I'm commonly asked to do. I don't know if I'm...
They are awesome.
All you got to do say next time I ask you a question, Jeff, is Tater, look at the damn picture. And now realize, hey, that clown mask is badass.
If I had the picture, I would have.
Yeah, well, Phil sucks at his picture job, so...
Thanks, Tater. Okay, hosting while you're at it, too.
Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I have a question though. With the hair in this picture, did you use like hairspray to keep it up, or is there some other type of?
No, I back comb it and then I fluff it out, and it pretty much stays. Now at the haunt, we did usually turn the mask upside down, spray it, and then flip it back up. But if it's gonna ship, the box is just gonna push that hair down, so I just back comb it at the moment.
All right, that's an amazing mask right there.
That really is.
I have to say. I haven't seen anything like it. All right, well, we're going to move on to Mike, and he's going to tell us a little about I Love FX and Exotic Lenses, 2 vendors, man. So it's awesome. How you got started, and we lost them.
We're not going to Mike. We're not going to Mike now, Phil.
Okay, we're not going to Mike. We're going to go. Oh, is he back?
Nope.
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 Okay, where are we going next? Let's go to Froggy's. No,
let's go to Hot Water from the Factory.
I want to roast Tater right now. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Bring it, motherfucker. I'll toast you.
He's back.
Oh, Mike, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. We're going back to Mike.
All right, we're here. Let's do it.
I have no idea what you guys actually heard because everything froze on my end. But Michelle for Exotic Lenses, Michelle owns the company. They've been making lenses for I don't even know how long anymore. The main brand they sell is Gothica, and a few other smaller brands as well. How I started with them, I fixed her credit card machine years ago, and then she was like, "Hey, want to work here?" I've always loved haunting. At the age of like 12, I was on the front page of the Orlando Sentinel for fixing Jemmy props back in the day, and just kept doing haunting stuff. And then about 4 years ago, I started I Love FX Makeup because people kept coming to me, and I kept mixing custom colors, and I was like, "Yeah, I could do this myself," and so I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now going into exotic lenses here, I know the picture I have up. How long does it take for you guys to come up with different colors, all that sort of stuff? Is that something you guys like research? That like what color is going to be good, all that sort of stuff?
It's a lot of research and a lot of going. You know what? I think this red will be cool, and then we make it, and then we're like, this red sucks.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of just kind of guessing with designs. Yeah, trial and error. We do the back end of Gothica, which is Orion, or Orion Vision Science Studios. They also do custom painting. So a lot of times we'll throw out an idea, but like we want a red circle with yellow spikes in it, and the custom painters will make it, and then we'll try it out and go from there, see if we like it or not.
Have you ever had somebody request something so stupid like a Dixie flag contact lens, and you just said no to?
Yeah, there's been quite a few that we've turned down over the years. Haven't had a Dixie flag.
Yes, you have.
Well, that was from you.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, we've had the Dixie flag requested. We've had people's faces requested, which was the weirdest request we had to deny that I could think of. They sent us a picture of themselves, but they're like, "I want my face in my eye," and I'm like, "Okay, it's gonna be really expensive."
That guy must have been super.
Will you be at MHC?
Yeah, we're booth 214, I think.
And you'll have cash and carry there?
For MHC, we are going to be doing pre-orders as well as wholesale orders.
Maximus would like to know, does he need to give you his doctor's information to buy lenses at MHC?
Yes, and that's why we're doing pre-orders this year. We're actually going to be launching, hopefully within the next week, got to talk to the web team, where they can actually go and get all their verification done through the eye doctor now. So when they get there, they don't have to wait for the delays for processing.
Okay.
Yes, Mike, you are 214.
Okay.
Well, Exotic Lenses is 214.
Yeah. Same booth.
Okay. I haven't found I Love Effects Makeup.
I think we're 116, but I'm not sure yet. I think. It hasn't shown up yet.
I have a question about the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
From Keith Johnson, which is the best makeup for the humid states?
For humid states would be alcohol or hybrid alcohol. We make a hybrid alcohol makeup called Hollywood FX, which is actually waterproof, smudge-proof. That's what I recommend. But if you're not going to go with us, just go with alcohol or hybrid alcohol, because that's going to be your best bet for surviving. I'm originally from Florida, so when I started making makeup, it was for Florida weather.
Oh, and back to the lenses. Chris Stone would like to know approximately how long do the lenses last?
All of our lenses are guaranteed to last a minimum of a year, and that's if you wore them every single day. You're probably not going to.
Right.
Expiration's going to be in the box or the bottle when you get it. It's usually about 3 to 5 years out. It just depends on how well you take care of them.
How often should you change the solution in there?
That also depends on where you live. Right now I live in Chicago. It does not get very warm here. So we can usually go about a month, month and a half without changing our solution. But back in Florida, it was like every 2 weeks. So pretty much where you live and how fast it's going to it's gonna dry out.
Question for you, Mike. Let's say somebody uses alcohol-based makeup to draw some titties on you. What's the best way if you don't have any alcohol remover?
I'm glad Tate asked this because I found that a lot of haunt actors will go home, try to take a shower, and alcohol makeup doesn't always come off as easily as water-based.
Yeah, well, there's two different types of alcohol makeup. You have that regular alcohol, then you have hybrid alcohol. Regular alcohol should be having alcohol to remove it. If all else fails, there's always shaving cream, like Barbasol. Barbasol has alcohol in it. Lather it up and smell like you shaved everything.
You don't recommend a specific product to help remove?
Do you sell a remover?
Oh yeah, we actually do sell a remover.
Awesome.
But our remover is for our hybrid alcohol.
Okay.
Man, I wish I knew that back at Transworld.
Just using straight alcohol could really dry out your skin and could damage it depending on how sensitive your skin is.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of hybrid alcohol. Because it's all skin safe, it's also not as harsh on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go day upon day upon day reapplying without having skin issues.
I know that I've shot a lookbook in the past, and I had the same actor go through about 15 different makeups in one day, and it came down to we had to stop at that point because their face was too raw to keep going after putting it on, removing, putting it on, removing.
Yeah, a lot of times it comes down to the brand as well. Some brands are harsher than others.
Right.
Ours, we try to keep it more pure without additives that would hurt the skin.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of brands out there. With ours, I haven't done 15 looks in a day. The max we did was 10, and that was at Scarlet 3 years ago, which Phil had a picture of it up a minute ago. It was a zombie picture. That was that one, yeah.
Is Nick wearing a tank top?
He's actually wearing a wedding dress in that photo.
Oh.
He gets put into all the dresses for some reason.
Is it bad that I saw the side of that building and knew exactly what show that was at?
No.
Okay, you've been to a few.
Couple hundred.
What tips do you have for cleaning the lenses? Courtney would like to know.
Cleaning lenses, the biggest thing people seem to forget is that when you go, like if you go to Walmart and you buy just a lens cleaner, that's not a lens moisturizer. And a lot of times that isn't like a saline solution. Those are three different things. There are some that combine them all. But if you're going, like a saline solution is just effectively salt water. That's going to just hold the lens and keep it hydrated. There are lens cleaners, and there are some harsh ones that will actually sting the eye as you put them back in. And then there's also lens moisturizers, which help moisturize the lens. I'd recommend honestly getting it's a little more expensive. A BioTrue is the brand I use. And the brand I like, and that combines all three into one, so you're not having to switch your lenses in between different solutions.
Mike, I've been noticing there's a lot of if you go to a show and you see some other contact company there from overseas, what makes your contacts different than their contacts versus stuff like that?
Well, a lot of it comes down to where it's made. Orion is a U.S.-based manufacturer. It also comes down to quality and material. Hold on, the dog. And materials used. For example, at a very big trade show this year, there were 4 other vendors there. And out of them, none of them could actually provide a 510K license, which is where you submit your products to the FDA and actually check them to make sure they're compliant. They were able to give paperwork showing that they had filed with the FDA, but not the finalized paperwork. So we actually go through all the FDA inspections and make sure that everything is on par, whereas others from overseas, they don't have the same restrictions.
So yours is yours the only FDA approved company right now?
Gothica and all their little sub-brands are the only ones that I know of at the moment. There was another company that had it, but they lost it back in November.
So what we're saying is if you care about your vision and you want to see out of your eyes, then go find Mike and booth, whatever that booth was, and buy your contacts from him because it is FDA approved. And,
FDA approved, cleared, and certified.
And Hunters Hangout sponsor.
Yeah.
And Hunters Hangout sponsor, yes. And quick question on the makeup. You talked about water. Can you tell me the difference between water versus hybrid alcohol versus alcohol?
Well, water-based is based in water. It's usually water additives and pigments.
Well, you say that word funny.
Yeah, I know. So once again, water, pigments and additives. With that, you can seal it, but if it gets wet, it's gonna run. Then there's alcohol, which is instead of having water, it's alcohol. And then hybrid is actually the mixture of both. It has water and alcohol in it to kind of gives you the ability to remove it easier, but still has the staying power of the alcohol.
Sweet. All right. I guess we're going to move on from you, Mike, so hang tight. Bill, who are we moving on to?
I don't know. You pick next.
Hot Wire Foam Factory. Victoria's been so quiet and peaceful, like a little angel over there. Let's talk about...
How you doing, Tater?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good.
Let's talk about you and how you got involved in this nutty industry that we call the haunt industry.
Working at Hotwire.
There you
That's
go.
what got me into it.
And what is Hotwire? Just in case anybody has any questions on this.
Hotwire Foam Factory is a manufacturer of tools that cut carve-and-shape styrofoam.
So essentially, it is a hot wire on a tool that you can use to cut styrofoam.
As simple as that. We also have coatings, glues, anything you need to make your props, your sculptures out of styrofoam.
Nice.
We have
Now,
it all for
with different thicknesses of foam, do you have to alter your heat in order to not melt it or alter your shape you're looking for?
Yes. Depending on the density and type of foam that you're using, you need cooler or hotter cutting tools. So we have a variety of tools that will help you do that.
Nice. So in this picture here that I have up, exterior foam, what is that used for? Just to preserve your foam from any weather and stuff like that?
It gives you protection for your sculpture as well as a wonderful aesthetic. You can tint it, you can stain it, you can paint it, you can texture it to give it anywhere from a smooth look to a very rough stone look. So you're not only protecting it from the weather, but you're also giving it that great natural effect for your haunt.
And is that you're talking about the styro glue, you're talking about the film fusion, you're talking about your coatings. Are your coatings a hard coat of some sort?
Yes, they are a hard coat for the foam. We have several different types. We have our Styroplast, which is a 2-part polymer plastic encapsulant. We have our Create Coat, which is a very smooth, sandable, pure white, stainable coating. We have our all-purpose foam coat, which is also a stone-like finish, as well as our exterior foam coat, which is able to be outdoors in the heat, the sun, the wet. They're all tintable. They're all stainable. They can give you a great look, as well as protect your piece.
I have a question from Casperett. She'd like to know, are there any new tools that you're excited to show at this year's MHC? And will you have all you can sell or certain ones?
We will have pretty much all of our tools on hand at MHC.
Okay.
They will have some specials at the booth. They're going to have our compound bow, which is really great for doing large pieces, for doing your walls, your tombs, cutting down large pieces of foam, and it's going to be on sale for $229 at the booth this year.
Is that the compound bow you were talking about in the picture here?
That is it, and in the picture, it's in its 4-foot mode. You can either cut 2 feet wide or 4 feet wide.
That's a big tool. Speaking of big tools, Phil, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Can you paint over these coatings? Can you paint over like that coating that you were talking about?
Yes, you can paint over all of the coatings.
Okay.
Awesome.
I didn't get that, Tater, but okay.
I called you a giant tool.
Wow.
Are there different textures for that coatings? Life expectancy, that sort of thing? Lots of questions about the coating.
Our Styroplast does have a shelf life. It's about a 6-month shelf life. Our powdered coatings, as long as you keep the lid on them, keep moisture out of them. We've had them sitting in the shop for years, pull them out. And I have ones in my workshop in the shop that I use, and they just keep forever as long as you keep them sealed tight.
Victoria, do you have a beginner's kit, like a kit that a numbskull like me can go and cut shit with?
Yes, we
Got
do.
that
Tater.
right, numbskull.
She's like, oh, probably not.
Think about that.
Right? Like she's like, God, we're giving Tater a hot weapon.
Well, we have a starter kit for as low as $34.95 with one tool for the beginner. They have a choice of different tools. And then you can work your way all the way up to the industrial knife, which is the one he had just showed up on the screen, which is that, which with the short blade you see there, the 4-inch, it can go all the way up to 700 degrees. So not to give to Tater when he's drinking.
I don't even know what 4 inches looks like. What are we talking about?
Amanda would like to know, what is your most versatile product?
Well, depending on whether she's talking about tools or coatings.
Well, let's go with the
tools. Amanda, be more specific.
Yeah, be more specific.
As we have some things that are extremely versatile.
What's your best seller? Melissa also would like to know.
I think one of our best sellers is the Pro Kit that they just had up, our 4-in-1 tool kit, which is on sale also. You're getting that variable Pro power supply that you're seeing with the infinite adjustable heat setting for $25 off at the show this year.
Is that, well, Amanda would like to know about the tools. Is that your most versatile tool as well, you think? Or
I believe so, because it has the 4 different tools. You can do plunge cutting, you can do sculpting, you can do negative space cutting, you can do engraving. So you can do anything from a large gargoyle sculpture all the way down to a small tombstone or a sign. There's just any number of things you can do with those.
All right. Well, I hate to cut it short with you, Victoria, but we've got to move on to Ian. Who are you and what do you sell, Ian?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself for a minute. My name's Ian Austin, and I have been a haunter for quite some time. I was the kid in 6th grade that was setting up haunted houses in my parents' basement and doing that kind of stuff. And then in college, I got involved with a mailing list on the internet called the Halloween L. And this was before Facebook and all of those fun things. And the Halloween L connected me with a bunch of other haunters in the area. So around 2001, I got involved with my first commercial attraction, and I've been running commercial attractions ever since. And as necessity is a mother of invention, I had to start creating things to help support that attraction. So that kind of spawned some of the technology products. And in the early days, we had a couple pieces of software that we made available that ran on PCs to help control props and, you know, early prop controller type of things. So fast forward about 10, 11 years, and here we are with Haunt Labs, and I am making these Haunt Life type of products, like the one you see over my shoulder here, the lit LED sign. This one up here on the screen right now is the flicker fluorescent kit, and that one's pretty cool because it can take any old flicker or any old fluorescent light fixture that you have laying around and turn it into a flickering kit with LEDs. And so that one's pretty fun. And then we have just released the audio server with Ken over at Sinful Audio. And that is a device that has...
hold on, let me see if I got it.
Yeah,
got it?
There it is. That's a device that can provide 8 channels of audio to your attraction from one piece of hardware that just starts playing, does its thing. You don't have to touch it. Ken's holding one up right now. And Ken has preloaded it with a whole bunch of his soundscapes. So if you purchase that from Ken, it will come preloaded with a whole bunch of audio for your attraction.
Nice.
Is this the same thing right here?
Yep. It's just the other view of it.
And what plugs into them? Just a normal 3.5 millimeter audio jack?
Yep. So you can take that to an RCA connection and run it to like a standard stereo amplifier, and then speakers out to the different rooms in your haunt.
And do you use, I'm sorry, you might have said this while I was getting another beer. Do you USB or flash drive, or is there a preference or a better one better than the other?
It's a web interface. I always felt that loading flash drives and things are a little clunky because you had to figure out what the manufacturer's format was that they wanted you to use in the directory structure. So when this thing boots up, it actually broadcasts a hotspot, and you connect to it with your phone or tablet or laptop or whatever you happen to have handy and manage it entirely through a web interface. And that web interface is responsive, so it works just as well on your phone as it does on the desktop. And I really like that feature because at my haunt, one of the biggest things that I waste so much time doing is walking back and forth between the actual room and listening to the volume of the audio and getting back to the amplifier to adjust it. So with this web interface, I can access it with my phone and adjust and set audio levels right through it that way. So
is it a Bluetooth? Can you do Bluetooth input output, or is that not?
I don't have that enabled at this point in time. No.
Nate would like to know, will these be available at MHC?
They are available now. I don't. Ken, you're not at MHC this year, are you?
I don't know.
No, he's not. We can't hear him.
Ken's just giving us a sold face. Ken,
yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh well.
Unfortunately, I won't be attending MHC right now, but I am selling them with free shipping right now.
Oh, that's nice.
And Ken, you have
I can hear you.
You have that complete kit, right? The beginning to end with amplifiers and speakers and everything else too, right?
Ken, you got to stop watching the live show. If you're watching the live show on Facebook, it's screwing you up.
Correct. We have an all-in-one combination.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Ken has this kit that has the amplifiers and speakers and everything to do 8 full rooms right out of the box. So it's really cool. Check it out.
Is there a waterproof case? I mean, it can't take any weather, right? Or
that is not a waterproof case. It's designed to be operated from at least a semi-central location.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
so Ian, you also make these light up desk signs here that I'm currently showing. So what do you etch these with the somebody's state?
Yeah. So when you order from me on the website, you choose a state that you either live in or that you want, and I load it into the laser engraver, and we cut it all up and put it together and send it out.
What state are we looking at?
That's Iowa. Which is my state.
You thought you were going to get them, didn't you?
Is there a harder? Melissa would like to know: is there a harder state to create than others?
Some of the states that are really where their shapes are wide but not so high are a little bit of a challenge. But I get it worked out, so it's not too big of a deal.
Now
And
this picture here. What's this? What's this?
This is it's a hanging wall plaque. So it's made out of wood. That particular one is birch. I'm currently shipping with red oak right now. And I think I'm going to stick with that because...
Yeah, don't be a braggart about your fancy wood.
But again, that's cut on the laser, and I can do custom work as well. So if you're looking at awards for your cast and crew or anything like that, just send me an email and we can put something together.
It's like you knew what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Right? Customization. Nice.
What's the next picture, Phil?
That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all we got.
We're going, I guess, to... do we have to go to the Texas people again? Nightmare Makers.
Hi.
I can't hear
you. You know, I don't see...
Hello?
I don't see them on the Midwest show floor, so I don't know what booth to go to.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Got him.
Hi! Yes, hey, it's great to be here.
Jesus, is that the only thing he says? What's your booth number?
No. Actually, I have a little bit more to say. I think that Tater sucks at beer pong.
Shut your face.
There's a whole technique, and I'll tell you this the next time. And I think I told you that night. It's like throwing a dart. Okay, so if you've ever played darts before, it's the same fucking thing. That's why I whooped your ass, by the way.
What? You know what? Is your bitch ass going to Midwest?
My bitch ass is not going to Midwest this year.
Oh,
it's bad
so we
timing.
can't have a rematch. So why don't you cry about it?
Are you coming to HHF?
Bring it.
Whatever that is. Yeah, I'll be there.
The convention in Texas.
Yes, I'll be there.
Fucking A, motherfucker, we're going.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ, he got really excited. Mel, can you control him?
I've been trying really hard.
Do you have any bags for him?
White ones, yes.
So who are you? What do you do? What do you make?
Well, we're Nightmare Makers, and we make silicone skull molds, and also, I guess, craft skulls. They're made out of a 6-pound rigid casting foam. And with that, you can pretty much make a plethora of...
Tell him how you got started.
Oh my God.
Yes, there's a question about that. How did you guys get started in business? And have you always been together?
That's a really good story.
Have you always been together?
Is this a couple? Yeah.
You're not actually dating. Mel just found some homeless guy.
No. Married 20 years.
Awesome.
All right, so check this out. We got into haunting, like home haunting, before there were flip phones, right? That's how old we are, showing our age. Like not even everybody had the internet.
How'd you get into haunting?
Okay, so she's a Kraut. Oh, I'm sorry, a German. And over in Germany, they don't have.
You're going to be the reason I get banned from Haunted Hangout again. You're the reason.
Yeah, so they don't have Halloween there, and when we got here, she was all about it, and so we took off like crazy.
Yeah, we started with just a simple home haunt, and it got bigger and bigger because everybody in the neighborhood loved it, and it's really hard to find very detailed skulls. Usually, you just get the very simple styrofoam skulls, and we decided to make our own molds, like you see in the picture there. And it just kind of went from there. It was really just born out of necessity. We wanted a whole bunch of skulls, so we ended up making our own.
And we didn't want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
you try, it was on a budget, so you try to make your own, and that's just kind of how it started.
Tanya would like to know, how long does your molds last, and how many skulls can you produce before it wears out?
That's a good question.
We say usually an average of 70, but we've had customers get over 100 skulls.
Where's Nate? Molds. Nate Deegan is like at 120 right now.
Yeah.
Hi, Nate. I know you're watching.
So you said it's a rigid foam. So I got a pair of Phil's underwear here. That. But this is definitely like if I push, like it's squishy.
Yeah, no, not
that
that
is
foam.
not rigid foam. No,
That is not
it's-
rigid foam. So what
Correct.
kind of foam is this?
So I don't
That's
know what
the
kind of
stuff
foam
you
that
use
is.
for.
What would you? Yeah. And the better question is why does Phil's purple panties have a face on them? But
I'm winking at you. Look
it's
out.
Oh yeah.
It's like a squid. It's rigid means it's hard, right?
That is correct. Yes. It's a self-skinning foam that we use. We purchase our foam from Brick in the Yard here in Richardson, Texas, and it's the 6 pound means it's the density of it, so it has very tiny bubbles instead of a lot of big bubbles. So the self-skinning means that it literally has a skin around the skull itself, but you can modify it with a Dremel or a saw or whatever you want.
It's hard.
And once you prime it, you can use spray paint on it or even a brushable primer. Once it's primed, you can pretty much put whatever color or paint you want on it.
Yeah, but to go back to the question of how long the mold lasts, it depends on. It's just like your car. If you go out and race your car, and you're pulling skull after skull after skull after skull, then that's going to shorten the life of the mold. If you take it easy with it, let it cool down because the foam gets hot when it starts to cure. If you let it cool down, it's going to last a lot longer.
Yeah.
So that's why Nate probably has 120 out of his mold, and other people get 70, which is where we say, you know, what you're going to get out of it because that's just the way it is sometimes.
And just so everybody's clear, how much do you sell the molds for?
So the molds range between $115 and $130. What we do is we have 5 different looking skulls, and each skull can be molded as a flat back with or without jaw, or as a round skull with or without jaw. So there's 4 versions of each of those. So really we have 20 different versions of it. And it starts with a flat back without jaw that's $115 and goes up to a full skull for $130.
And everybody drinks now.
I've got a couple questions. Like Miles would like to know how long of a cool down. Amanda would like to know how many skulls can you make in an hour or even a day.
Okay, so if you use that kind of foam that we use, it takes, depending on what, if it's a flat back, it cools down faster. You probably have about 15-20 minutes, and you can pop the skull out of the mold. I don't know if there's really a certain time.
Yeah, there's not a time limit for letting the mold cool down.
You pretty much just kind of feel if it's hot or cooled off by that point.
What you're saving is basically $1 per skull by letting it cool down. Okay, so if the $1 doesn't mean much to you, crank them out. It doesn't matter. But if you really want to make it last and you're really pinching all the pennies and trying to make it perfect, I would say let the mold cool down for at least 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're going to get 1 skull every 30 minutes, and that's going to take you forever. But if you have multiple molds, which is what we kind of recommend, because the whole reason why we do this is so that you have different looking skulls next to each other, and it's not the same monotonous thing over and over and over again.
Just like this picture.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
for example.
The different skulls in this picture.
Right, so that makes it more realistic.
I do have a little bit to add to that. I've gotten to use some of Biddy's polytype foams. I use the softer stuff, the self-skinning. A lot of times when you buy it, he can give you like an MSDS sheet that will tell you what demold time should be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're really curious, just go to Brick in the Yard. You should even have them online on what demold time is.
Yeah, exactly. But we use the rigid casting foam, so we already know it's 15 minutes, and you're good
Well,
to go.
on a flat back. So if you do a full mold, for example, I would probably wait about 30 minutes or so just to make sure that it really is hard enough once you pop it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sell molds of the pumpkin with the skull in it that's behind Steve's fat head?
You want that?
We do not. No.
This one right here?
I kind of just made that myself. Yeah, that one over there. I just got one of those Funkins and carved it and kind of played around with it and put a skull in it. It was actually kind of simple.
And then we had Just Bill. Just Bill made this sign for us.
Yes.
Hi, Just Bill. I know he's watching.
He is. He said he's made close to 100 pulls.
Is there techniques to the best way to pull it out of the mold?
There's a few videos on our Facebook page that show how.
But it really is very simple because the silicone itself is stretchable.
Stretchy.
So it's stretchy.
Stretchy pants. It's just for fun.
And we're planning on making a few more videos just to cover all that also. Yes.
I think our number one question is, how do they order?
Sure.
Okay, so we don't have a website. We have a Facebook page, and on that, under the services tab, is all the information that you can always shoot me a message to. But that would be the best way to contact us, is just shoot us a message on the Facebook page, and I can pretty much answer any questions you would have.
And they're pretty patient because, as Mel knows, I wasn't sure which ones I actually wanted, so we text back and forth for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's just for you, though. That was just for you.
Oh,
everybody else we just hang up on.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You'll tell them what bitty foam to get once they buy the mold.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
That's easy.
All right.
Okay,
now
so
we got
real quick. I just wanted to say something. We had this funny thing happen at Transworld that people were walking up and they were like, wait, I can make my own skulls? Yeah, it's easy. Well, okay, show me how to do it. And I'd mix it up, and I would actually have them pop the skull out, and you could see it in their face. They just didn't get how easy it was. So there's really no learning curve. The hardest thing to do in this process is actually make the mold. And she's taken the hard part of the process out, and that's what you're paying for. And then you could turn your house into a mold, skull making factory.
Yeah.
Make catacomb
I
walls.
got him sitting here. I got him sitting there.
Still?
I'm
bringing,
man. The
I'm
mixture.
going to bring Mel and Steve something to mold for me at the Hunt Show in Texas. Surprise. But we got to move on. We got Ken. Is he live?
Yes.
I hope. Can you hear me now?
Ken, you're here. Ken.
Technology. Oh my God.
Ken from Sinful Audio. I've been admiring your keyboards all night, and I just wanted to let you know I made mine out of cardboard.
Hey, just
So
now?
I could totally jam with you. We could create a jam band.
Wait a minute. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Mine's gonna break. Tell us about your company and who you are and what you vend.
All righty. So, Sinful Audio. How far back do you want me to go, Tater?
Oh, about a couple of years. We don't care about anything after that.
Well, I was born in sin, and let's see. Sinful Audio started the company about 5 years ago. Had a good friend of mine say, "Hey, you should probably go to one of these West Coast Hunters conventions, and you do music and stuff for all our films. Maybe you should go out and try to work in the haunt industry." I said, "Well, that'd be interesting. I love haunting, and I love working with people in the haunt industry." So went out, had my first convention about 4 or 5 years ago, and it stuck. And I've never spent so much money in my life, so it's been really good. Been really good. So my background is in film, and I started off doing a lot of Foley, sound design, field audio recording, that kind of stuff. And was always composing. I got a degree and all that fun stuff. And just started applying it to the haunt industry, and then escape rooms started springing up, and that was actually a very easy transition. There's a lot of synergy between those two genres, but that's what I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years.
Awesome. So what exactly do you sell? Just hunt audio tracks?
Well, we started out, I, for the most part, just doing a lot of sound effect libraries. And as we were doing that, decided, okay, maybe we should move into music a little bit, kind of throw our hat in with Nox Arcana and Midnight Syndicate. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. And then I decided, well, as I talked to more haunters and found out what their needs were, it sounded more like they wanted kind of a all-in-one solution. It's like, well, now what do I do for speakers? What do I do for amps? How do they work together? What do I get? That kind of thing. So decided to kind of try that avenue and work that into the product line. And so now when you work with me as a sound designer and, you know, someone who provides sound effects and sound design, I can also recommend and help you with speakers, amplifiers, and, you know, make things that match your room, not just sell you a library or sell you a piece of music, but also things that, you know, go along with that to make your room sound better. And just kind of give advice where needed, if you need it, you know, and just kind of give that all-in-one partnership instead of just, hey, here's a retail product for sale. So,
Go
ahead, Kathy.
I had a question from Sammy. What is the easiest audio to set up for an outside haunt?
Easiest audio, if you're doing something like a graveyard, can we ask that question?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different scenarios. So I'll start with a graveyard. So a lot of times I'll recommend, there's a lot to that particular question. For a graveyard, if you need something as simple as, say, a screen box, something that's motion activated, that might just be enough for a particular haunt. You know, the sound of a raven as you walk by. If you're looking for more of an atmospheric track, you might want to consider some outdoor speakers that I carry. They're made for weather. I live here in the Northwest, and I've put a lot of these speakers through the test to make sure that they actually hold up. So outdoor speakers are another option. With the right amplifiers, you can get as loud or not as loud as you'd like, but it just depends on what you're really trying to set up. And that's where I love it when the questions come in with the detail of the haunts. I get to learn more about the haunt and how to best, you know, fit the audio to the need.
We all know that as I figured out when I bought a ticket to go see The Quiet Place,
yes,
and they upgraded my theater to Dolby, speakers apparently matter, which don't ask why I had to pay more money to see a movie about deaf people in a Dolby surround sound theater, but I had to. Speakers matter. What brand of speakers do you prefer? Is there an easy one to go to and say these are going to be the best bang for the buck for entry-level people?
So I take a different approach to it. So take brands and just throw them out the window, okay? What you really want to look at are specs. What does the speaker provide? What are the ohms? What are the wattages? What are their track records? You know, what is their frequency to sound and noise, self-noise, you know, spec? There's a lot more variables than just the brand name. I mean, we all know Bose, you know, we kind of get in our mind that those are really good speakers. Well, they're less expensive speakers or smaller speakers, or actually, if you compare them to something maybe just off the shelf at Fred Meyer, are sometimes not as good. They're high-end stuff, you know, they're larger stereo systems, surround sound, they're great. But they also carry some stuff that's not that good. So it's really about the specifications of the speaker or the amp more than it is just the brand. I mean, we all know JBL, Bose, those type of brands, they've been around a long time, they make a good product. But it's really what you need more than it is just, oh, that brand is, you know, well known. So. And do you have to get you to do custom sounds or anything? Is there a pricing structure? If I hire you to come out and do whatever Christmas haunt that Diablo's doing this year, is there a pricing structure on custom work? Yep, I keep it pretty simple. So I provide 2 packages for escape rooms and haunts. The first package is kind of your just minimal 1-hour piece of music or sound effects or both. And the next package kind of steps it up. It's an 1.5 hours, and it includes a lot of different things, especially catered to escape rooms. It also includes some voiceover work, which we also do here. But the first package is priced at $125. You get an hour's worth of atmosphere. It's all custom designed. It can include music, sound effects, whichever you prefer, or both. You can divide that hour up into whatever you want. Let's say you've got 10 rooms. Well, okay, you know, I'm sorry, let's say 5 rooms. That's easier to kind of do the math on. But you can divide that hour up however you need. A lot of folks I've worked with, they'll take the whole hour of atmosphere and just kind of spread it over their haunt. But you can do whatever you want with that hour and loop it however you like.
Sounds pretty cool right there.
Cool. Kathy, any more questions for
Ken,
Ken?
do you have a haunted attraction of your own that you do your own sound for?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm looking to hopefully the 3 to 5 year plan is an escape room with a haunted theme.
Nice. Very nice.
Tater's Scary Dungeon.
Yes, there will be chains and handcuffs, Tater.
Yes, I'm in.
I thought you might be.
Phil, who's our last person?
We have 2 more. You and Froggy's Frog, and then Fright Props.
Oh, well, let's talk to the guy from Fright Props. Fright Prop. Oh, wait, they're not on, Phil.
Well, of course, I got an announcement to make after then. So we'll talk about Froggy's Fog.
Ah,
Tater,
look at that picture. That is a good picture right there. So what we're showing off in this picture is the iPhone on the counter was left. And if it's your phone, just no, I'm just kidding. What we're showing is the scent. We have a bunch of different scents, as you can see from the picture, designed for your haunt. Not only scene setting, we have for fog additives and actor sprays. So we had that character come up to us, and we were trying to pick out a scent spray that she could wear. You guys, everybody spends a lot of money every year on buying new props and costumes, and all the zombies look amazing and they're badass, and they come up and they smell like Tide Pods because either they just ate one or they just did their laundry. So we have what they call scent sprays. These are little actor colognes. I don't know if you can see that, Phil. These are little actor colognes. This one is dirt. 2 to 3 squirts on the costume, and now your costume is actually into the next step.
Spray it on yourself?
Yeah, you spray it on yourself. It's dirt.
No, I said you. Did you?
Look at her face.
No. She is smelling stinky cheese.
Everyone
in that
see
picture.
this face right here? This is a face of satisfaction. There, look at
Yeah.
and I'm looking at. I can't believe she just smelled that. She is smelling stinky cheese. This picture is from our Cheech and Chong event, our 420 Great American Smokeout. No, this is showing. This picture is showing that we have different thicknesses and densities and hang times of fog that's out there. Great low lying. Huh?
You guys had a lot of people there.
We did. Everybody that showed up, they all heard you were coming and they all left. I don't know why. It's amazing how that cleared out the theater. This is showing our thickest density, which if you happen to win a prize on Hunter's Hangout this season, you get a gallon of our thickest density, which is bog fog.
Bog fog
for the win. We have long lasting, which is Backwood Bay. We have great low lying that needs chillers, indoor, outdoor, anything that you use. We have a formula just for that.
Can I say something nice about Froggy's Fog?
Sure you can.
So we've had minor issues in the past, and they have just actually it was you, Tater, that just fucking killed it. Took care of those issues. There's a lot of people in the industry that if you have issues, they don't take care of it. You fucking took care of it.
Yeah.
And the long-lasting fog that you recommended to us actually fogged out about a quarter of a mile, quarter of a mile. In every direction of our haunt.
They called the fire department.
They called the fire department on us. It is awesome, dude.
Well,
thank you so much for being who you are. And I know we have this bantering back and forth, but dude, I fucking love you.
It's all good. We are. That's why. And just so everybody's clear, I was in the haunted house industry way before I worked for Froggy's Phone. Okay.
Right.
Phil, go back to that last picture because I didn't even touch on that one yet. You jackass. So.
Fuck you. No, after that, fuck you. I'm skipping.
That's so. What we're showing here is our laser swamp room. That's good. That's good. That's not the first picture you're supposed to show after this one, dummy.
Yeah.
This is a laser swamp room. So what this is showing is this is haze. Haze is great for any sort of lighting effect. If you go to a concert and you see the lights beams coming out, that's what you're seeing is you're going to see a haze. This is the professional grade laser swamp. This one is we'll have it Midwest for 1,080. We do have a home hunters version, which is used by Fog, but I'm going to tell you guys, it is a lot cheaper. It is not the same effect. You cannot achieve the same level of effect with using Fog versus using a haze. Haze is specifically designed a smaller particle for lighting effects, and that's what you're going to get with the laser swamps. So you want to use a haze.
You want haze.
Haze machines up front are going to cost a little more, but they make up for it for the fluid cost because it sips fluid, whereas a fog machine will blast out a constant burst of fog.
Scary Mary would like to know what's the best fog for vortex tunnels and liquid sky.
That would be a lighting effect. That would be haze.
So any type of lighting effect you want.
Any sort of lighting. So and I hate myself for saying this, and you guys are gonna make fun of me.
Oh,
fog is for fun.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Fog is for fun. Haze is for lasers.
Can you write my lyrics, dude?
Think of it. Fog is for fun. Haze is for lasers.
Okay.
Okay.
And Phil, go to the next picture.
Is haze just for indoors?
There we go. I know haze can be indoor or outdoor.
Okay.
This is our newest excursion. I'm supposed to talk about this for a little bit, but I realize the time, so I will cut it short. These are, everybody knows bubbles suck ass, and the one way that you can make bubbles more fun is if you inject fog in the middle of the bubble, so when you pop that goddamn bubble, fog comes out. So that's what we created. We created this, and it's a horrible name for a great product. These are called Fobbles.
That's terrible, man. That's fucking stupid.
Somebody took the bubble machine. So these are Fobbles. These are fog-filled bubbles. These machines we will have at the ready, cash and carry at Midwest. Take these machines. We are doing an Indiegogo. We are going to make some improvements on them. They're not going to be metal anymore. They're going to be plastic injection mold. They're going to have wireless. We have an Indiegogo. Just search fog-filled bubbles for that. If you're wondering, fog-filled bubbles, what the fuck would I do with those? Go to the last picture. You could be like Brad Pitt. Go to the last picture. There you go. You could be like Brad Pitt, and he got a couple of these machines. Yeah, those are not orbs. The theater is not haunted. Those are fog-filled bubbles at a Brad Paisley concert. He had those out. He lit the entire arena as yellow when he played alcohol, so it looked like beer glasses, and everybody loved that, except for that guy that's down there in the corner that looks bored out of his fucking mind.
Dude, you gotta come up with a better name than that, man.
Hey, you know what?
You're better than that.
Dude, it's awesome, but the name is killing me.
Real quick, if you're going to Midwest and you're going to need fog and you're driving, MHC 2018 PRE. MHC 2018 PRE, all big one jumbled letter mess. That is a coupon code that gets you show special pricing and delivery at Midwest. So you have to come to the booth, pick it up, and take it out. But that way you don't pay shipping and you get the 20% off that you get at Midwest. All right, here's your Fright Props. Remind.
Awesome. So for Fright Props.
One more thing before Phil starts talking is I just wanted to interrupt Phil one more time before.
You done?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was waiting for the announcement, but so Fright Props, the main thing they are focusing on this year is a huge garage sale sort of thing, as they quote it. They'll have everything from props to prop making supplies. So let me go through some pictures here. Some things are totally fine, and maybe it's just a discounted product, while other things might have something small that is broken, that they've had hanging around in the shop for a little bit, and they just haven't had the time to fix. So it's better for everyone to sell it cheaper for them, and then for somebody who's hands-on, they could fix them and use them in their haunt. Either way, it's a really good chance for all the customers to get the absolute lowest prices on some cool stuff that they're selling. So as you see in the pictures, a couple ideas here are a mega strobe, looks like some horn on the right side there. I can't remember what they're, Screaming Demon, I'm guessing. Some animatronics up top, like here in this picture. They'll also have a 10% off coupon for people who attend and are at their booth. Their favorite fabrication freak, Max, will also be doing a lecture on controllers. So if people have been looking for more information before they take the plunge into the world of prop controllings, it's definitely something that you'll want to check out. So definitely go see Fright Props for all your prop needs at Midwest.
Hopefully that skin dog prop, they'll bring that skin dog prop that was so popular last couple of years ago.
So, and that's it.
That's your announcement? I have an announcement for you, Phil. If you have a Fright Props calendar catalog 2018, bring it by the Froggy's Fog booth. I'll sign it for you because I'm the octopus coming out of the. I'm out of the arrow. Shut up, Ram. You. You know what? I got it on my teeth. Bobbles.
All right. So now.
All right, we're gonna end this shit up before it gets any worse than it is. But we definitely want to thank all our sponsors. I mean, they give so much, and you know, for nothing. And it's like, you know, we appreciate them. Make sure you go to them for all your hunt needs and stuff, and then all the discounts, everything that we have. It's like they're just amazing, and for them coming back every year, it's like, you know, I'm a loss for words at that point. And so we're going to go to Phil.
Yes.
And he's going to say who won everybody's presents.
Okay. I'm going to save the MHC for last because I don't have any pictures of them. So I'm just going to go through these. So a mask from Face Factory Effects. I'm guessing this is an eagle or something, or a bird of some sort, right?
Just a bird.
Okay. So it's the bird. The winner is Brian Van Camp.
Hey, good job, man. All right.
From Fright Props, the severed head. The winner is Boston Pettit.
All right, cool.
Also from Fright Props, we had a $50 gift card. The winner is Ryan R. Vissengard.
All right.
From Sinful Audio, one lucky winner will receive the one free SFX library, 25% off original sound design, and 10% off amps or speakers. The winner is Rodney Payne.
All right.
From Ornaments, the Gargoyle Ornament. The winner is Connie Johnson.
Spicy crowd.
Yeah, the gallon of Froggy's Fog Bog Fog. The winner is Craig Weinenbach.
All right.
Yeah, Craig.
From Haunt Labs, the Haunter hanging wall sign. The winner is Sam Cotty.
All right.
Michigan.
The winner of the realistic looking skull from Nightmare Makers is Ernest W. Baker.
All right.
Lucky dog.
From I Love FX Makeup, the one lucky winner that will receive 2-ounce Hollywood FX hybrid alcohol airbrush makeup in glow blue and green is Mary Fettner.
He said alcohol, drink.
Yeah. The winner of the one free non-prescription pair of lenses from Exotic Lenses is Courtney Jean Ruark. The winner of the $25 gift card from Hotwire Foam Factory is Beth Spiker.
Hey.
And just a reminder for everybody watching tonight that you all are welcome to go visit Sam Haynes' website for 50% off any of the sounds that you're looking for. Use the promo code Haunters, all capital Haunters. So make sure you guys go check out Sam Haynes.
Right.
That can't be all the prizes.
Okay, so we got some more prizes now. So we
More?
had
There's more?
MHC show. We're going to do 5 masquerade ball tickets. The winners are Kevin McMullen, Amanda,
Yeah, good job.
Lydia Rossi, Michael, and
Lydia.
Darren.
No, you better say it over.
Yeah,
man.
you gotta say the last one over.
Okay.
Say them
my
all
bad.
over.
We'll save the claps for like when I'm done.
Yeah, everybody should.
Done. Kevin McMullen, Amanda Revenge, Lydia Rossi, Michael Laster, and Darren Smith. The winners for the 2 registration tickets is Mike Bloomhuff and Paul Smith.
Nice.
The winner for the for the Saturday and Sunday seminar, 2 winners. One is Bill Bornder. Sorry, just
Oh my
Bill.
God,
Just
Bill,
Bill,
dude.
dude.
Bill, man.
Just Bill.
Just fucking Bill, dude.
I'm just gonna call you just Bill. And Casperette Dro.
What was Casperette's last name?
Bordeaux.
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 Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And then the last prize of the night, the Friday Haunt Tour with Scarioki. The winner is Ken Kozlowski.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody.
Shout out to
everybody.
Take those last
Yay.
names for Phil to read and choke on.
All right, so everybody, hey, please, everybody that won a prize, please contact Phil with their addresses.
No, all winners, yeah, please contact Jamie Huggins with your name, your number, your email address to claim your prize. So, yeah, please reach out to Jamie Huggins, not me.
I can't believe you
Not
just said that.
Dude, it was awesome. I was like, contact Phil, man. That's perfect.
What a great show, y'all. What a great show.
What a great show.
All right, definitely. I mean, thanks for everybody for coming on. I know it's been a crazy show. Everybody popping in and out, and especially when we have to have Tater as a host. So that was kind of crazy, but definitely go to the vendors that are supporting you and for all your hunt needs and stuff, go to them first before you go anywhere else. I don't give a shit. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for coming on. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.